Away from land-based encounters, this eerie clip was submitted by Ruth Molden, a TikTok user who came face-to-face with something truly unsettling beneath the water's surface. What began as a simple, routine swim quickly turned into a chilling experience. As she dipped below the water, something unexpected happened. A dark, human-like pair of legs appeared behind her, an unnerving and unnatural intrusion into her underwater surroundings. Even more disturbing, when she resurfaced moments later, the mysterious figure had completely vanished without a trace. The footage lingers in the mind, raising unsettling questions about where the line between reality and the unknown truly lies. Could this be the restless spirit of someone who met their fate beneath these waters? It's a stark reminder that even something as peaceful as swimming in a place you consider safe can transform into a haunting and unforgettable encounter. In 2013, a family of 5 gathered to celebrate the first birthday of their youngest child. Wanting to preserve the memory of the special day, the father began filming the joyful moments on camera. But what none of them realized was that they weren't alone. Something uninvited seemed to be present in their home. Later, after sharing the footage on social media, the family noticed something deeply unsettling while reviewing it. Reflected in the light of a television screen behind them, a ghostly figure could be seen moving across the background. It appeared humanoid in shape, yet its strange motion, either floating or gliding unnaturally fast, made it clear that this was no ordinary person. There's no information on what happened to the family after this chilling discovery, but one can only hope they remained safe after encountering what may have been a paranormal presence. Security cameras are meant to make us feel safe by keeping an eye on our surroundings. But sometimes they capture moments that are anything but comforting. This particular footage, recorded in Indonesia, is a perfect example. In the video, a car is seen parked quietly in front of a building complex. But after a few moments, something truly bizarre happens. A greenish smoke begins to materialize out of thin air, slowly shaping itself into a humanoid figure, before vanishing just as quickly as it appeared. The eerie green glow and its transformation into what appears to be the form of a young girl have led many to speculate that this could be a ghost or spirit. Adding to the mystery, the atmosphere itself seems to change after the entity disappears. The entire scene takes on a faint green hue, almost as if the presence had interacted with the surrounding light or become partially visible near a nearby bulb. What do you think this strange phenomenon could be? Is it evidence of something supernatural, or is there a more rational explanation hiding behind the mystery? Abandoned buildings and unfinished construction sites are often considered hotspots for paranormal activity, and this footage seems to support that belief. In the video, a man captures a deeply unsettling moment at a recently started construction site. Before he even began recording, he claims to have already witnessed something terrifying, which compelled him to pull out his camera. Clearly shaken, the man can be heard muttering prayers as he cautiously sweeps his flashlight across the dark, empty rooms. Then, in a chilling moment, a figure suddenly appears clinging to the ceiling. What's most disturbing is that it seems to have no legs, its body unnaturally suspended above the ground. Before he can react, the mysterious entity vanishes back into the ceiling, disappearing as suddenly as it appeared. The incident raises a series of unsettling questions. Could this be the restless spirit of someone who once lived on that land, now disturbed by the new construction? Or is there another explanation behind this eerie, unexplained sighting? A man was spending a quiet night at home with his cat when an unexpected noise broke the calm. Something had fallen inside his bedroom closet. Since they were the only ones in the apartment, he grabbed his phone and started recording to investigate what was happening. At the start of the video, the cat can be seen standing near the closet, staring intently upward as if it senses something, or someone, above. Then, without warning, the closet curtain suddenly swings open on its own, with no clear sign of what caused it. The unexplained movement startles the cat, which darts away in fear, leaving the homeowner standing there in confusion. Determined to get answers, he cautiously steps inside the closet to take a closer look. But things quickly take a terrifying turn.
I don't know what the hell it is. No. Oh, hell no.
As he's inspecting the shelves, a plastic container suddenly falls from above and lands near his work table. The unexpected event is enough to send him fleeing from the scene, possibly even from the apartment itself. The video ends there, offering no clear explanation for the bizarre occurrences. But one thing is certain: finding yourself in a situation like that would be terrifying for anyone. Security cameras are designed to keep our homes safe, but sometimes they capture moments that are far more unsettling than comforting. That's exactly what happened in this case, when a homeowner's camera recorded a deeply unusual incident. In the footage, a very thin, unclothed man can be seen behaving erratically on the property, moving in a way that almost suggests he's possessed or under some kind of influence. It's possible he may be struggling with drug addiction or experiencing a severe mental health crisis. Whatever the reason behind his behavior, one thing is clear: this individual is in desperate need of help. For the homeowner, however, witnessing someone acting so bizarrely right at their doorstep was both frightening and deeply unsettling. This video, captured by surveillance cameras inside a home, documents a series of eerie incidents that hint at something beyond the ordinary, possibly a paranormal presence. In the first clip, a young girl is seen playing with her dolls. But what draws attention is another doll in the corner of the room, dressed in a purple dress with two ponytails, which appears to move its head on its own. The slow, deliberate motion raises unsettling questions about whether something unseen is present. The second piece of footage, recorded in a different room, shows the same girl quietly doing her homework. Suddenly, the papers on her desk begin to move on their own, startling her and prompting her to run from the room. When she gathers the courage to return, the strange activity continues. Papers flutter once more, her pencil box tumbles to the floor, and even the table itself starts to shift as though manipulated by invisible hands. The unexplained movements of these inanimate objects leave a chilling impression. Together, they suggest that something, perhaps a restless spirit, is intent on making its presence known inside this home. This unsettling video captures someone exploring deep inside a sewer, for reasons that remain unclear. Sewers are notorious for harboring dangerous creatures like alligators, making them the last place most people would ever want to venture into. As the person navigates a dark turn in the tunnel, a pair of glowing eyes suddenly appears from around the corner, then vanishes just as quickly. The mysterious figure does this several times, and it's hard to understand why the person filming didn't immediately run. The eerie glow of the eyes clearly suggests they don't belong to a human. What makes the situation even stranger is that when the person finally approaches the corner, no one is there. The brief amount of time that passed wouldn't have been enough for anything, or anyone, to flee that far and hide. It's both an act of bravery and recklessness on the filmer's part, putting themselves in potential danger without knowing what they were facing. But the biggest question remains: what exactly was lurking in the darkness? The glowing eyes and unsettling behavior bring to mind the legendary cryptid known as the Rake, a creature said to stalk humans in the dark and watch them from the shadows. Could that be what was hiding there, or is it another unknown entity entirely? Returning to the depths below, this next video takes us into the sewers, and it's one that will leave you chilled. In the footage, a group of teenagers is drawn to strange, unsettling noises echoing from a nearby sewer tunnel. Curiosity gets the better of them, and one decides to venture inside to investigate the source. As he makes his way deeper into the tunnel, the sounds grow louder and closer, clearly unnerving him. Then, without warning, something bursts out of the darkness.
What the hell?
A bizarre creature letting out an eerie, bone-chilling scream. Terrified, the boy spins around and runs for his life, scrambling back toward the safety of open ground. The encounter leaves behind more questions than answers. The figure's appearance is difficult to define. It seems to have an elongated head, unnaturally long legs, and glowing eyes. Its piercing screams sound distinctly animalistic, nothing like a human voice. Could it have been some unknown animal that's made the sewers its home? Or was it something far more mysterious, perhaps a cryptid lying in wait for its next prey? This next video takes us to a location that many would expect to be haunted, a castle. Every ancient fortress carries its share of dark history, and perhaps this one does too, with a past that still lingers today. The footage, captured by a drone flying over an English castle, initially appears to be nothing more than a standard aerial recording. But the closer you look, the stranger it becomes. In the video, a translucent figure can be seen moving inside one of the chambers. This isn't a camera glitch. Its outline and shape are clearly visible, resembling that of a human apparition. Castles are often believed to be hotspots for paranormal activity, thanks to their violent and often bloody histories. So, it's not surprising that a place like this might harbor something beyond the ordinary. Could this be proof that spirits exist among us, sharing the same space yet remaining unseen? And if so, what might their purpose be? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In a quiet home, a woman was spending the night alone with her dog when, without warning, the lights suddenly went out, plunging the house into darkness. Confused by the sudden outage, she soon heard a strange noise coming from outside. Grabbing a flashlight and her phone, she decided to investigate, and what she discovered was deeply unsettling. Peering out the window, she noticed her front gate swinging open and shut on its own, even though there was no wind. Curious and unnerved, she shone her flashlight toward the gate, and that's when she saw it, a figure dressed entirely in black, standing still and staring directly at her. Imagine being alone in the dark with someone like that outside your home, enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Determined to confirm what she saw, she fetched a brighter flashlight. But when she returned, the figure was gone, replaced by a black cat sitting in the exact same spot. Convinced her eyes hadn't deceived her, she kept scanning the yard. And then, on the other side of the gate, the same dark figure appeared again. Terrified, she quickly turned off the light. Moments later, 3 loud bangs echoed from her front door. The video ends there, leaving us with no idea what happened next. But the entire sequence feels like something pulled straight from a horror movie. This video was filmed on Caledonia Street in Scotland, where 2 tourists decided to take a peaceful nighttime walk. One of them began casually recording their stroll on his phone, but what he ended up capturing was far beyond anything he expected. As they walked, the pair came across an old, unsettling house, the type you'd expect straight out of a horror film. While they were looking around, they suddenly noticed movement in one of the windows. Things quickly took a strange turn. The building was located in a place called Clune Park Estate, an isolated and run-down area with a spooky reputation, slated for demolition soon. Yet what they captured next shattered the notion that the place was abandoned. Focusing on the window, they saw someone peering out from behind the glass, only to quickly duck out of sight. But this wasn't an ordinary person. The figure's head appeared misshapen, with dark sunken patches around the eyes, and something that looked disturbingly like a horn protruding from its forehead. The video ends with the tourists rushing toward the door, likely hoping for answers about what they had just seen. With roughly 430 flats in the estate but only about 20 residents, one can't help but wonder, after watching this footage, if it's not just people who inhabit that place. The video opens with a man explaining that he and others have been dealing with an unwelcome presence near their property, a mysterious creature that has been appearing around their fence in the nearby forest for quite some time. He gestures toward the tree line, pointing out that beyond the fence lies a large wooded area, part of a state park. But just as he's speaking, something completely unexpected interrupts his explanation.
And... did you hear that?
From deep within the forest, a piercing, high-pitched sound echoes through the air, unlike anything they've ever heard before.
That was it. Oh.
It doesn't resemble the call of any known animal, leaving them unsettled and unsure of what they're dealing with. Could it be an unusual mountain lion or a hog making strange, distorted noises? Or is it something far more unsettling, perhaps even a skinwalker? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Family road trips late at night are usually calm, quiet, and filled with memories, but sometimes they can take a terrifying turn. That's exactly what happened in this case. While driving down a remote forest road during a long journey, a family noticed something unsettling among the trees. The mother decided to start recording the scenery, but as she filmed, a dark, shadowy figure suddenly peeked out from behind one of the trees. The figure was completely black and appeared to be watching the family intently from the darkness. After it peeked out twice, fear took over and they sped away without daring to look back. It was a deeply unsettling experience, made even more disturbing by the fact that children were in the car. children who were surely terrified by what they had just witnessed. Death is universally understood as the final chapter of life. Yet, when something once dead appears to move or act as if alive, we enter the realm of the undead, a concept often tied to the supernatural. The footage we're about to examine offers a chilling example of that very idea. The video captures a disturbing scene, a grotesque, terrifying figure crawling across the ground. Despite its unsettling appearance, one that suggests it may have already perished, this mysterious being continues to move forward. Its features bear a striking resemblance to those of a human, raising the unsettling possibility that it might once have been one. What do you think this unknown, horrifying entity could be? Could it truly be something undead, or is there another explanation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Imagine driving through a heavy storm, rain pounding against the windshield, focused only on getting home as quickly and safely as possible. Then, in an instant, something happens that shakes you to your core. That's exactly what occurred for the person who filmed this footage. While carefully navigating the slick roads on a rainy morning, they witnessed the car directly in front of them get struck by a powerful bolt of lightning without warning. The sudden flash and explosive impact turned an ordinary drive into a heart-stopping moment. If I were in that driver's seat, I'd probably start praying again, because it would feel like a direct warning from above. This is possibly one of the most unsettling pieces of footage you'll ever come across. A group of friends, intrigued by stories of ghosts and unidentified flying objects, decided to venture into a location infamous for alleged alien abductions. What they encountered was far more disturbing than they could have imagined. The video shows them crouched behind a large rock, clearly on edge. As the camera pans out, we catch a glimpse of what has them so terrified. Two strange, alien-like figures appear to be searching the area. The group's fear is palpable, and the tension escalates when the cameraman attempts to take another look. At that moment, one of the entities suddenly lunges toward them. Panic sets in, and they sprint away as fast as they can, a desperate move that ultimately allows them to escape. But the question remains, what exactly did they witness that night? Were these actual extraterrestrials hunting for new test subjects, or was it all just a carefully staged hoax? This eerie footage was captured in Mexico by a home security camera mounted on a residential street. In the video, a terrified woman is seen sprinting down the road, constantly glancing over her shoulder as if something is pursuing her. She clutches a flashlight and shouts for help while running, her fear clearly visible. After a brief dash, she stops to check if the danger is gone, only to realize that whatever was chasing her is. So, what exactly is she running from? If you look closely at the spot where she first appears, a hazy, smoke-like figure begins to materialize. The strange apparition seems to follow her, but stops abruptly when it reaches a well-lit area. Its shifting form vaguely resembles a human silhouette, adding to the unsettling nature of the scene. You know what's even more unsettling than Bigfoot casually walking through the woods beside you? A creature silently stalking you among the trees. In this video, a man is filming as he walks through the forest, but something about the scene feels off. In the distance, behind a tree directly ahead, a mysterious figure can be seen watching him. The footage is shaky, making it difficult to make out any clear facial details, and only its upper body is visible. It almost looks as though the figure is wearing an oversized hoodie, which only adds to the strangeness. Some might speculate that it could be a bear peeking from behind the tree, though that would be unusual, as bears are rarely this timid or hesitant. And if it is a bear, why isn't it charging or behaving aggressively? Honestly, I'm not sure which is more surprising in this video, the strange, motionless figure, or the fact that the man doesn't seem to panic at all. It seems that forests might not be the safest places to wander, even during the daytime. In this video, someone notices a strange bipedal figure lurking among the trees and quickly begins recording. The footage shows an ape-like creature roaming through the woods, appearing to search for something. Many people have reported sightings of the skunk ape, a legendary creature said to inhabit the forests and swamps of the southeastern United States, particularly Florida. It's typically described as an ape-like being covered in black hair, standing between 5 and 7 feet tall, and often compared to Bigfoot. So, could this footage be yet another sighting of the mysterious skunk ape? Horses are known for their strength and composure, but even they can become terrified when confronted with something unfamiliar. In this video, we're inside a horse barn where everything seems calm. The animals are relaxed and peaceful. Suddenly, an agile and strange figure appears inside the barn, swiftly moving toward one of the horses. The presence of this mysterious being immediately unsettles them. Panic sets in as the horses grow visibly anxious, their behavior turning erratic. Moments later, chaos erupts. They bolt in fear, desperately trying to leap over the fence to escape. One horse manages to clear it, but another crashes through and falls. It's unclear what exactly this creature was, but one thing is certain: its sudden appearance was anything but comforting. Have you ever felt that eerie sensation that someone's watching you, even when you're alone? If so, brace yourself, because this video takes that feeling to another level. It was recorded by a homeowner who was peacefully asleep one night until a strange noise at his window jolted him awake. What he captured on camera is nothing short of chilling. In the footage, a massive gorilla-like figure can be seen lurking just outside the window. Its presence alone is enough to send chills down your spine. Some viewers believe the creature could be Bigfoot, though the evidence remains inconclusive. Others think it might simply be someone in a gorilla costume, but there's something unsettling about its eyes that seems far too real to dismiss. So what do you think? Could this be a genuine encounter with something unknown, or just an elaborate hoax? Being chased or followed is terrifying enough, but the feeling of being silently watched by something unknown is an entirely different level of fear. In this video, a homeowner decided to start filming after hearing strange noises coming from his backyard. The footage shows a forested area in the distance under the cover of night. Suddenly, a figure darts swiftly between the trees. Judging by its shape and movement, it appears to be humanoid, possibly resembling creatures often described as a rake or a nightcrawler. Given the unsettling nature of the encounter, the homeowner might want to consider putting up a fence or even relocating if he hopes to keep this mysterious presence from returning. Tornadoes are always dangerous, causing widespread destruction across many parts of the world each year. Footage of massive twisters is easy to find online. You've probably seen several yourself, but have you ever come across a snow tornado? In this video, a swirling vortex can be seen forming in the middle of a snowy landscape where people are skiing. Once they notice it, they wisely step aside to keep their distance. It's unclear whether a snow tornado would have enough force to pull someone in, though the footage shows one person venturing surprisingly close. As for me, I'd definitely avoid testing that theory firsthand. Instead, I'd prefer to admire this fascinating and slightly intimidating display of nature's power from a safe distance. This video was posted on TikTok by a user named Hard2Ghetto and features footage from a security camera inside a student dormitory. In the clip, a student can be seen closing his room door when something highly unusual occurs. At the far end of the hallway, a small figure suddenly appears. It resembles a child or a small person, but what makes it deeply unsettling is its appearance. Completely black, seemingly without a head, with only a long, stretched neck visible. The figure takes a few slow steps before vanishing into thin air. The student briefly notices the movement out of the corner of his eye, but assumes it's just his imagination, and continues on with his day. Still, the footage is undeniably eerie, and it's easy to imagine the unsettling atmosphere that must have spread throughout the dorm once everyone saw what the camera had captured. This video, recorded in the Philippines by a home security camera, captures something truly bizarre. In the footage, a person can be seen walking down the street carrying something in their hand. But what immediately stands out is that there's something very unusual about them. They appear to have no head. A closer look confirms it. The figure is indeed headless, yet continues walking casually, as if nothing is out of the ordinary. The incident is especially strange given that it took place in a densely populated neighborhood. According to locals, many residents claim to have seen this same headless figure before, and some believe it to be the ghost of a decapitated spirit said to wander the streets. Of course, skeptics argue that it might be a staged stunt or an elaborate hoax. Still, the effortless, natural way this figure moves leaves many wondering if there's something far more mysterious behind this eerie sight. This video, reportedly filmed in Montana, captures a creature that appears wolf-like. Yet several unsettling details set it apart from any ordinary wolf. While it shares some similarities in overall build and posture, there are notable differences in its facial features and body structure that make it look distinctly unusual. What stands out most are its limbs. The front legs bend in a way more reminiscent of a primate, while the hind legs also diverge from typical wolf anatomy. This strange combination of traits has led some viewers to speculate that the creature could be a werewolf, as such mythical beings are often described as having these hybrid characteristics. Adding to the unease, its facial expression is both eerie and aggressively predatory, amplifying the disturbing aura surrounding it. Whatever this creature truly is, encountering it on a trail or deep in the forest would undoubtedly be a terrifying experience. Encounters with unknown or unsettling entities can be deeply unnerving, but perhaps even more disturbing is the sense of being watched by something you can't identify. That's exactly what seems to happen in this particular case. A trail camera was set up in a forest to monitor the local fox population. The footage begins innocently enough, showing a fox that appears unusually anxious, its behavior marked by hesitation and caution. It slowly approaches a tree, frequently scanning its surroundings. The twitching of its ears suggests it's on high alert, clearly aware of something nearby. Moments later, a chilling detail emerges. In the background, a pair of glowing eyes becomes visible, stealthily observing the fox the entire time. They are likely the source of its fear, silently tracking it from the shadows. What makes the sight even more unsettling is the height of the eyes, indicating that whatever creature they belong to is exceptionally large. It's a mystery that leaves viewers wondering, what kind of presence was stalking this fox in the darkness? In this video, we're presented with a truly peculiar sight, a mysterious figure perched high atop a tree with no visible support. The being demonstrates an almost impossible sense of balance, maintaining its stance effortlessly, as though standing there were completely natural. Its shape appears humanoid, yet it's hard to believe it could actually be a person, given how easily it remains poised in such an unlikely position. Deep in the heart of the forest, the local resident who filmed the footage shared their belief that this figure is the legendary forest witch, a mysterious entity they claim to have seen on multiple occasions, briefly appearing atop different trees before vanishing without a trace. The scene is undeniably eerie, leaving viewers to ponder whether beings like this might truly exist, hidden in plain sight, emerging only for fleeting moments before disappearing back into the unknown. As a lone hiker ventured deeper into the forest, an unexpected sight brought him to a sudden stop. His heart racing, he scrambled to pull out his phone, determined to capture the uncanny scene unfolding before him. Through the camera's lens, an enigmatic figure came into view, its head oddly shaped, gaze fixed downward as if sensing something beyond the trees. Stranger still, the creature appeared to walk upright on two legs, scanning its surroundings in a distinctly human-like manner, even though it was clearly not human. Then it straightened to its full height, revealing a towering frame and a massive, hunched back unlike anything known. Emerging from the tree line, it paused, its watchful eyes sweeping across the forest before slowly turning its gaze directly toward the hiker. Time seemed to freeze as fear battled his urge to stay hidden, the creature's piercing stare holding him in place. And then, as if breaking a silent spell, the figure looked away and resumed its path, vanishing deeper into the woods. The video ends there, leaving behind a haunting sense of mystery. Its behavior, cautious, deliberate, almost as if it didn't want to be seen, only deepens the unsettling aura surrounding this encounter. Residents of a small town in Asia reported hearing strange noises at night coming from an abandoned cave a few kilometers away. Curious and uneasy, they decided to investigate one evening to uncover the source. But what they discovered inside was far more disturbing than they could have imagined. As they entered the cave, their flashlights illuminated a chilling sight: a woman positioned on all fours. When they moved closer, she began crawling toward them in a deeply unsettling manner. Her skin was unnervingly pale, and her eyes had a cold, haunting stare. But the most terrifying part was the way she moved, creeping forward with an unnatural, almost inhuman motion. The group was left terrified and bewildered, questioning why the woman was there, why she was crawling like that, and whether she was responsible for the eerie sounds that had been echoing from the cave at night. A group of close friends set out on an adrenaline-filled rowing adventure down a raging river. Waves crashed around them, and the excitement was electric. One of them picked up his camera to document the ride, unaware that he was about to capture something far more remarkable than the day's thrills. As one friend in a single-person boat fought against the powerful current, the camera suddenly caught a strange movement at the edge of the frame. From behind a twisted tree, a figure emerged, cloaked in an eerie presence. For a brief moment, its towering build came into view, a massive upper body radiating an intimidating energy. It looked as though the legendary Bigfoot had stepped out from the shadows. Lost in the rush of the adventure, none of them realized what they had just filmed. But when they later reviewed the footage, a mix of awe and unease set in. They hadn't just captured their river run. They had stumbled upon something far more mysterious than they ever expected. This footage comes from a man who had been experiencing strange, unexplained events in his home for several weeks. Determined to get answers, he decided to set up a camera in the room where most of the activity seemed to occur, and what it captured was straight out of a nightmare. While he was out having drinks with friends, his phone sent a notification. The camera had detected movement. A mix of curiosity and dread must have washed over him as he opened the feed. At first, everything looked ordinary, just a typical storage room with nothing out of place. But then something deeply unsettling happened. An object near the back of the room began to move, as if someone were shifting it, but no one was supposed to be there. Zooming in, the camera revealed something even more chilling, a head briefly poking out from behind the objects, staring directly into the lens before disappearing again. That alone is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. But there's an even more disturbing detail. Whoever or whatever it was knew exactly where the camera was and seemed familiar with the layout of the house. After witnessing this, it's safe to assume the homeowner didn't return that night. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.